In this video, we're going to be in Google Presentations, and we're going to look at all the things under the slide menu. I have a basic presentation set up here with a black screen as a background, and that's it. Very simple. Under slide, you're going to see a lot of things in the menu. For example, new slide. Notice there's only one slide. If I click on new slide, now I have two of them. The first one is a title slide, so you can see the layout has two blocks in the middle. One's bigger, and that's your title. This is where most people put their name. You could have a subtitle there, so you could have Fish of the Atlantic as your main title, and the subtitle would be tuna. So, Fish of the Atlantic. And then on the bottom we might put tuna. And so there we go. Most people, where it says tuna on mine, probably put their name there, and that's a good spot for it. If you notice on the second slide, I can click on the second slide. It doesn't have any of the words that I just typed in the first slide. They're separate. This one, maybe in regards to tuna, I'm going to talk about what tuna eat. And then I'm going to continue a list of things that tuna eat down here. So this is basically how I would format a new slide. I want to point out that I have two very different slides here. If I want this slide twice, I can go up to slide and duplicate the slide. Duplicating the slide gives me the same slide two times. You can grab these and drag them around to move them. So if you look, I go from this slide to the next slide, back to one that looks exactly like the first one. So you know you can duplicate a slide. That's really helpful if you're only changing one thing and you're making this slide pretty much the same other than one part of it. Go back to slides, and I'm going to delete this slide because it's a duplicate. There's two of the same thing. I don't want that, so I'm deleting that slide, and that went away. Now I'm back down to two slides. So we're moving down. We're through this first part of the menu. Change the background, change the layout, and change the theme. I have a previous video about that, and you can see the background, the layout, and the theme right here. We really don't need to go up to the menu for that. It's right here on the toolbar. And so there's our slides. We've already completed everything down to here. Change transition. Now the transition is how the computer goes from slide number 1 to slide number 2. You can do a few things with that. We can fade, so it'll gently fade from one to the next. You can have it slide from right to left, left to right, flip, cube, or gallery. And so if you play with these, you're going to see what they look like. We're just going to slide right. And then when I play this in just a couple minutes, you'll see what that looks like. Actually, I can play it right now and you can see it. That's what it looks like. If you want to slow it down, you just grab this and slow it down. So I can grab this, I can make it slower or faster. If I want it faster, I can play it. Watch how fast it goes. It's really slow because I pulled it to the slow side. If I pull this to the fast side and I press play, it's going to go really fast. Now I can stop it again. And you can see how that happened over here. The more slides I have, the more transitions there will be. So that's a really helpful thing. Back to slides. We already went through our slide transition. Edit master. We're not going to create masters in this video, so I'm going to skip that. Move slide up, move slide down, move slide to the beginning, move slide to the end. Those are useful things, but you can also, like I had pointed out earlier, you can just grab the slide and drag it. If you had a whole bunch of slides here, like 30 or 40 or 50 slides, it might be helpful to move to the beginning or move to the end. If you wanted one slide to go from the last slide and you wanted it to be the first slide, this would be the quickest way to do it. Other than that, these probably aren't things that you use very often either. Next slide or previous slide literally just changes so you can go to the slide before or the slide after. That's not really very exciting either, since you can just click on the menu on the side and make it go from one to the next. We've pretty much covered the entire menu of slides.